The tournament with Universe 6 in the early chapters of Dragon Ball Super was the Z Fighters' first real experience with people from a separate portion of the multiverse entirely. For Goku and Vegeta, this brought about the introduction of an entire Saiyan race that wasn't rendered extinct, as we met characters like Cabba, Kel, and Caulifla. While not necessarily enemies, Universe 6 and 7 have been pit against each other numerous times already, with the Tournament of Power literally having them fight for their survival, but somewhat of a friendship has definitely been forged between the two, I'd say. Unfortunately, much of Universe 6 has yet to be explored, as it has its own rich timeline of Saiyan history that's never been dove into. Who was the original Super Saiyan in Universe 6? How did the Saiyans develop such an intelligent, progressive species, as planet Sadala is just as, if not more beautiful than it was in Universe 7? But, as we know, not everything is how it seems, and even in the seemingly harmonious lives of the Saiyans in Universe 6, lives a dark past for some. After the Tournament of Power, Cabba, Kel, and Caulifla, along with Universe 6 and the rest of the erased universes, were restored, and life seemed to go back to normal for the time being with them, but short periods of peace in Dragon Ball are typically followed by a swarm of chaos, and that's what brings us here today. This is a story called Dragon Ball Super Saiyan Slayer by Nefarious Monster Wolf, and it takes place but a few years after the Tournament of Power. Development within Universe 6 has produced a thriving economy and atmosphere that seems to far exceed that of its former counterpart in Universe 7. The Saiyans have become more than just some warrior powerhouse of a race, as they reside peacefully among the rest of Universe 6 on planet Sadala in this new fan-made manga. If you guys want to check out this story for yourselves, the link will be down below in the description box, as well as Wolf's Twitter, so be sure to go show him a ton of love and support, guys. Also, before the video gets started, be sure to have that notification bell turned on to never miss an upload, and if you guys are enjoying the content, consider leaving a like as well. Don't forget to follow me on both Twitch and Twitter to keep up with me and all Dragon Ball related content, but without further ado,
I got swords on my back, tell my ride back. Ninjas with me, niggas, throwing stars at these bitches. Eating ramen noodles in the hood with my niggas.
Planet Sadala resides in the peaceful sectors of Universe 6 and is thriving with life. The first thing we see is a group of civilians unpacking. Caulifla is seen up above, and she seems to take note of someone nearby, cutting her eyes. She says that she'd rather not be bothered with that annoying Boy Scout, to which one of the civilians takes note of below as well, with one of the people down below mentioning that she's referring to this scrawny Sadala Forest punk who used to always screw things up for them back in the day, and then he appears. Cabba descends out of the skies, approaching Caulifla in an amazingly detailed panel. The first thing he tells her is that this cat and mouse charade game has gone on quite long enough, to which she replies, "Oh wow, if it isn't the high and mighty new commander of the Sadala Force Patrol Unit." Showing vast maturity, Cabba scolds her, saying that there comes a point in one's life where these childish behaviors must be left behind and that it's much past the time for her. However, in her opinion, looking out for those in need is hardly considered immature, which is what she's been doing. Cabba says though that no matter how you look at it and no matter what her motives may be, a crime is still a crime, and Caulifla's Robin Hood-esque fantasy that she's been playing by stealing from the poor and giving to the rich is still no better, but he still considers her to have a good heart. He says that together with her street smarts would make her an exceptional member of the Sadala Force, and she should consider trying to make a difference the right way. Caulifla of course declines, and then kinda has to put Cabba in his place, saying that he must have forgotten who the real top Saiyan around here is ever since he got his new position. Humbled, Cabba mumbles, "Top Saiyan, huh?" as Caulifla goes on to explain that since it's her scheduled week for training, that she's probably on the other side of the universe right now. The most powerful Saiyan that they have to offer, under the watchful eye of their mentor Vados. Training with a Saiyan seems to always remain the same, as in the next panel we see Vados with both Champa and Kel, as they seem to be arguing over food, with both of them having insane appetites, and obviously Kel, being a Saiyan, didn't plan on sharing. Cutting back to Cabba and Caulifla, Caulifla admits that Kel just isn't into the whole training thing as they are, as combat just isn't something she enjoys. However, Despite all of that, the little amount of training she does do grants her unimaginable results even for a Saiyan. Even in the Tournament of Power, as they recall how Kale just kept growing stronger and stronger uncontrollably as time went on. Back then, Caulifla was surprised and excited at Kale's strength, but ever since, something has overcome her. Kale just isn't the same person anymore, and it's like she has this endless whirlpool of ominous power continuously flowing through her now. Caulifla admits that it takes her months to catch up in huge leaps of power like that, which Kale makes in only a few days, sounding increasingly envious, but she goes on to say that she couldn't be more proud of Kale's newfound power. However, it is hard to not feel inadequate. Then, fired up now, she tells Cabba that if he plans to stop her from doing the only thing that lets her know her strength still matters, then so be it, but he better be ready to fight for it. Cabba and Caulifla engage in a short stare down, and from the looks of it, it seems as if Cabba may be ready to take her up on that offer, but before they can make any sort of move, a huge beam crashes down from the skies above, right in front of them, startling them both. This power is exuding pure malice, as even a ghoulish face is manifested in the aura, and down below we can see that something or someone has landed. From the earth below, a hand reaches out of the ground from the crater that was created as a man reveals himself from the dirt. He begins to crawl out of the hole, still exuding a malicious energy, and his eyes blank with rage, and when he's completely out of the ground, he lets out a thunderous roar that can be heard for miles. Cabba and Caulifla have absolutely no idea what they're dealing with right now, as this guy just sort of crash landed in front of them and started roaring like a maniac, looking completely insane right now, but he immediately snaps out of whatever trance he was once in as he catches the scent of Saiyans nearby and darts into the town close to them, screeching for Saiyan blood. As he enters the town, his face goes from ferocious to absolutely terrifying as he approaches his prey. However, Caulifla is able to stop him just in time, denying him whatever terrible plans he had for these Saiyan civilians. She says that she can literally feel the murderous intent pouring off of him as the guy lay crushed beneath her feet, and next she urges the pedestrians to get out of there before this guy catches a second wind, as who knows what he's up to. Suddenly, a voice pierces through the mind of the mysterious visitor to the Saiyans, telling him that this little trip of his took tremendous preparations to arrange, but now that it's done, he will prove that he has what it takes to complete his mission, or suffer the consequences of dying along with his failures, and this seems to give him a resurgence of strength still pinned beneath Caulifla's feet. However, in one swift motion, he's able to grab her with his tail and deliver quite a bit of punishment before tossing her off to the side like she was nothing to begin with. This strange surprise attack has Caulifla floating in and out of consciousness, as the only thing keeping her going right now is her resolve, but in the face of quaking power and Kale on the opposite end of the universe, will that be enough to just survive for right now? A true threat has arrived in Universe 6 that threatens the very existence of the Saiyans, much like Frieza, as the Saiyan Slayer arrives on planet Sadala. That's gonna do it for this one, guys. Thanks so much for watching until the end. As always, if you made it this far, I really hope you all enjoyed the video. This, I gotta say, was something I've honestly been wanting, just, you know, like a complete story revolving around Universe 6, and I know you guys will probably agree with me a ton when I say this. If someone were to make a story like this for Universe 11, that would just be absolutely crazy. Universe 6 was one of my personal favorite parts of Dragon Ball Super, bringing along two of my favorite characters in Kefla and Hit, and while Hit may or may not be in this story in the future, we won't know yet. It will be interesting to see if the Universe 6 Saiyans can solve these problems on their own without contacting Goku at all. Down below in the comments, let me know what you guys think about the way Kale and Caulifla's relationship developed in this story. I think it was really interesting. I don't really think I can see one being jealous of the other, but it seems like something weird might be going on with Kale, so that probably is playing a part. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this story and want to see the next chapter as soon as it drops, be sure to have that notification bell turned on to never miss an upload, and also the link to the original manga as well as Wolf's Twitter will be linked down below as well, so be sure to go show a ton of love and support. Lastly, don't forget to follow me on both Twitch and Twitter to keep up to date with me and all Dragon Ball related content. But anyways, have a great day, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye guys.